If you were to ask the average person about the benefits of studying the martial arts, most people would no doubt tell you it's to learn how to fight. But in reality, that is not the case at all, because most people who really know the martial arts rarely use it. It can be so lethal. The benefits, however, run far beyond just learning how to hurt an attacker. To learn more about this increasingly popular art form, we have come to the United Martial Arts Center located here in Port Jefferson Station, New York. Now, the owner and teacher, who is known as a sensei, is Andrew Stigliano, and he talked with us about the various martial arts forms that he teaches and the benefits one gets from studying them.
We teach integrated martial arts. We try to combine a lot of the different styles and different techniques that could benefit each member in its own way, because each member learns different and can do different things. So we combine everything so everybody can take what they need and what they can use to the best of their ability.
When you say integrated martial arts, just exactly what do you mean by that?
It's a firmly or finely meshed system where everything interlocks together and can work together and can flow together. It's not like something like different chunks of different things and just stuck. To me, this flows and it works together and it can be used together.
But it's a combination of what different martial arts? Let's name them specifically.
Well, we teach a lot of a Japanese style Shotokan, which is a strict, firm karate and self-defense. We teach an Okinawan Kempo, which is also the islands under Japan. We teach American Kempo, which was devised more in America. Some Kung Fu, the Xuanfa Kung Fu, which is a predecessor to Kempos. We teach some 5-animal Kung Fu. We teach some Filipino stick fighting and weaponry. A lot of the Korean arts like Taekwondo, Tang Sudo, Hapkido, those are pretty prominent inside our art. So we try and kick the best, we punch the best, and we try to incorporate a lot of grappling and jiu-jitsu techniques.
What's the big difference between these various martial arts specialties? Or are they all fairly similar?
They all come from the same sources. One of my teachers told me that there's nothing new under the sun. It's all been done, it's all being done, it's just the attitude and the approach to the art itself.
Who do you teach the martial arts to?
I teach children as young as 2.5 years old to adults. My oldest student ever was 72, and he trained for almost a whole year.
Andrew, what do you think it is that brings the students, the kids here, to learn the martial arts?
Each person seeks something different. Most people come for a discipline, a controlled discipline within themselves. Some come for focus and concentration. Some come for health benefits such as flexibility, stretching. Some come to get physical fitness, which was the agility and the exercises that we do.
Do you think many people come here to learn self-defense?
I would say most of the adults use that as a stepping stone to walk through the door. And then they become enlightened to the other attributes to the martial arts and they fall in love with something else.
Would you say this is a good method of exercise as they compared to going to a health club and working out on a Stairmaster or a bicycle?
I would definitely say yes. I've done a lot of this stuff before. I've done activities such as soccer, baseball, volleyball. I've worked out in the gym. I've done physical training. I've done all of that stuff, but nothing becomes or can compare to the martial arts. It hits on everything, and it goes into realms that no other activity or even in some schools just can't touch on. The first thing I actually teach the school kids is a respect for their parents. Because when it comes right down, the parents are the first ones they see in the morning, the first ones they see, or the last ones they see when they go to bed, and that's their base system. I think children should be able to count on their parents, be able to talk to their parents, and that bond should be enforced by other people than the parents. And I don't think that's hit on at school as much. So that's the first thing I hit on. And then we go into conflict resolutions, what to do if a bully picks on you, how to handle it in the least physical way possible, usually in a more of a verbal way or a mannerisms way, or just total avoidance.
When we say children, what ages basically are we talking about?
We usually hit on, I guess, second graders and up as far as the conflict resolutions, because now they're on the bus, they're traveling by themselves. A lot of independence is shown there, and it's a big world for them. So we try to give them some avenues to to handle themselves.
You know, a lot of people think the martial arts is just a form of gaining knowledge on how to pick on other people or beat them up, but that's really not what it's all about, is it?
You know, it's still a popular idea that martial arts or karate schools teach kids how to fight, and that's so not true. We teach them how to avoid fighting, to actually understand the power that they could have if they ever did hit somebody, that it would be devastating. Not to just the person that they hit, but in the mental capacity of the child who hit somebody and actually saw them get hurt. It could change them forever. So we teach them to avoid it at all possible.
I know the martial arts is really a lot about teaching discipline, and I want you to talk to me about that.
They get out of it the idea that they can do anything. If they can sit still and if they can focus on one point or one action or one thing, or maybe nothing at all, maybe they can just sit still and act like a statue. And if they can actually handle that and focus that they can take that little gift inside of them and apply it to anything, whether it be a sport, a test in school, maybe later on a SAT test or a college application, or maybe even a job interview later on. They can use that discipline, that self-discipline, and apply it to anything.
Another thing that you teach the kids and that they learn from the martial arts is, in effect, to think before they act, right?
A lot of mistakes happen in class, and we teach the kids that mistakes are okay, but we got to learn from them. And then we try and break down the lesson that they got to learn from the mistakes, and then they think about how they do that. And then they understand it, so maybe the next time before they make that mistake, they take a time, like a second out, just to think about what would happen.
Tell me about the various programs that you run here at the school.
We take them, we welcome them into the dojo, and they're welcomed right in by the other students, almost like in a family sense. So they feel right at home without knowing anything. And then the techniques are brought in and introduced in an easy manner and fun. And then we have some fun drills we play with them. We make them, the kids, we make them jump high to build up their legs, make them jump like a frog. And they would jump and launch themselves off like a frog. Or use their hands and feet and coordinate that, like running like a bear across the dojo. All these different positions which are actually strengthening them up, but yet at the same time they're having a great time and they're enjoying it. And in their mind, they actually think they're playing. And then yet we bring them right back into another drill, like maybe of a stance or an attention stance, and they're sitting straight out focused.
Take me through a typical course that you teach here in one of the various martial arts.
Our school runs like no other school, I believe. We have an unlimited class policy. So if somebody joins in and they pay per month, whatever the monthly fee is, they can come as much as they want. They can come once a week, twice a week, 5 times a week. They can stay for double classes if they really like it and have the time. And there's no extra fees for it. So it's all based on how much they want to learn and how fast they want to learn. And the more they do it, the more they will learn. And I'd say the more they will progress. I won't say they won't get the belts as fast, but they will progress in the mental state, the spiritual state, and of course the physical state. We pride ourselves on our self-defense because we give the kids and adults different avenues to handle themselves. Some people may be able to punch faster and move their arms better, so most of their self-defense will be geared for that.
It's valuable stuff to know, isn't it?
It really is.
My name is Jack Ritchie, and I have 2 children, one 5, one 2.5. We chose a martial art to build confidence, discipline, and self-defense for their futures. We chose this particular school because it came highly recommended from someone in the area, and we're seeing terrific, noticeable changes in their behavior and their discipline at home when we're with them.
My son David, who is sick, has been going to the school for almost a year. We originally were interested in putting him into martial arts for discipline, self-control, confidence, which we feel we've gotten here.
From knowledge of self-defense to self-discipline, as well as spiritual enrichment and a great physical workout, it's all a part of learning the martial arts, as taught here at the United Martial Arts Center. I'm Doug Llewellyn, reporting from Port Jefferson, New York.